As a real estate agent, I get asked all the time, why is one home more expensive than another home if it's almost the exact same home, but maybe a couple streets over, maybe 2-3 streets over? I get asked this question in the city, in the suburbs. It doesn't really matter where the home is located. This tends to be a trend throughout all of America, all of the world, really, that it could be the same home, but if it's on a different block, it's on a different street, it definitely has a different perception. This all has to do with the local architecture of the homes and really the neighboring homes to that particular one you're looking at. It's much less about the actual home itself. It is much more about what do your neighbors' homes look like, what kind of neighborhood are you really in, and what's the general charm and character of that street. Let's take, for example, two identical homes, same bedroom, same bathroom, same condition, almost identical layouts, but on two different streets. One street looks like this, covered in townhouses, brownstones, beautiful uniform architecture, but on another street, you get a home that's maybe not as uniform in the architecture. Your neighbor's house is different than your house. It's a different color. It has vinyl siding, whatever it might be. And all of a sudden, that home that's on the street that's not as uniform, is not as charming, is priced less. And people ask, well, it's the same home. Shouldn't it be priced about the same? And not quite. The local architecture does have an impact on it. That both streets will have similar comparable sales, and thus they're relatively similar and they should be compared equally. But the local architecture is what's really going to play a big factor into all of this. The demand is what's going to determine that price, and the demand, they want your neighbors' houses to look just as beautiful as yours, because ultimately they're buying not just the home, they're buying the neighborhood and the street. So when it comes to pricing your own home, or when it comes to pricing out the home that you're looking to purchase, maybe you want to negotiate the seller down because you think it's overpriced, or if you're the seller, maybe you want to get a little bit of a premium for that home. Don't just look at the comparable sales. Do consider the neighborhood. Do consider the homes next to you, because ultimately they're the ones that are going to determine your price. And it doesn't even hurt that if you're a home seller to talk to your neighbors and maybe get into a program where you spruce up the houses nearby as well. By you helping your neighbors, they're essentially going to be helping you on your sale price. So make sure you're a community-oriented person, because it does actually pay off. I always tell my clients, make sure that you're being realistic with the market and understanding the demand of the market, because it's not just going to be the home itself that sells. There's going to be so many other facets to that decision for buyers, and you want to consider all of those, because if you overlist a home because your neighbors' homes aren't as pretty and so the demand isn't picking up on it, and you sit on the market longer than you need to, well, you're probably going to sell it for less than you should have just because it sat on the market because you overpriced it just a bit. And if your home is really nice in a beautiful street with awesome local neighbors, price it maybe even to a slight premium. You'd be surprised how much buyers will value that charm and character of your local street. So do please subscribe to the channel, ask me questions, reach out on the comments, let me know what you want to hear about. I'm always happy to help people throughout New Jersey, New York, America, whatever it might be, just to give you some local real estate tips and advice. Whether it's the suburbs, the city, brownstones, high rises, colonials, doesn't really matter. There's always something to learn about your real estate decision, whether it's buying or selling. So thank you so much for listening. Talk to you soon.